Welcome to Faith in Vegas, presented by KEEN TV 17, a program to inspire and inform our viewers about the unique community in which we live.
Hey everybody, welcome to Faith in Vegas. I'm your host, David Lee, and today we have a very special guest. He is my personal trainer, Michael Healea.
Hey,
thanks for being on the show.
How are you?
Now, if you guys don't know, I look a little bit different from the last few episodes. That's because I've been preparing for the show called the Las Vegas Classic. And I've been prepping. During this preparation time, I've been with my trainer here, Michael Healea, and he's been doing a good job. But so I figured it'd be a nice thing to have him on the show, because not only does he talk about training, he also incorporates the word and some biblical references into his training method. So right now I want to ask him a couple of questions. Michael, before we get into your training methods, where are you originally from?
I'm from Downey, California. I was born and raised in Huntington Park, which is right next door. We moved to Downey when I was like 9 months old. And I'd been there for all the way up until I was 26.
Nice. So what brought you to Las Vegas?
Well, originally I was going to open a gym in Las Vegas. Came out here, talked to a business partner from Downey, California. We were going to open up a gym out here. We came out, looked around, we found a building. We had everything all set, and we had a few financial backers, and it didn't end up working out. But after seeing Las Vegas and the opportunities with what I do for a living, I still wanted to move here, so decided to move out here anyway, even though we didn't open the gym.
Wow. So you wanted to open the gym. You were already a trainer, right?
Yeah, I started doing personal training when I was 19 years old. I worked for Jack LaLanne's Health Club in Downey, California, and then also in Long Beach, California. Had been doing that for quite a while, and also did some bodyguard work. Had a bodyguard company that I started at that time, and but originally was going to come out here and open a gym up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned bodyguarding. I'm assuming that's part of your background. What else aside from personal training? What kind of professional background do you have?
Well, I started doing personal training when I was 19 years old. Kind of paralleled that with doing security. I worked for a security company also at the same time. Because back then, personal training, I was very young. I did some stuff with Jack LaLanne's Health Clubs, and made decent, okay money, but I needed more. So I started doing bodyguard work for a local company. At 20 years old, I actually worked with Barbra Streisand on a movie that she did called Nuts. And then at the same time I was doing personal training during the day and then doing bodyguarding at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were able to incorporate that with your training as a bodybuilder. What was it like to come up as a bodybuilder?
At 15 years old, I was a really thin guy, 6'4", 155 pounds as a sophomore in high school. And I went into my next door neighbor. My next door neighbor was 3 years older than me. And I went into his garage. And he had a little bench press in there and some curl bars and some things. And he had a bodybuilding magazine. And so I went over there and I looked at this bodybuilding magazine and was watching him work out. And I was only 15 years old. I didn't know anything about bodybuilding at the time. And I thought, wow, these guys are amazing. Like, they're just these big, massive bodybuilders. And it excited me. I wanted to do it. So I asked my next door neighbor if I could work out with them. And I started doing bicep curls and bench presses in his garage. And he told me, you got to eat and you got to drink a lot of milk. And, so I started drinking a gallon of milk a day and just, working out really hard at 15. And I just started my bodybuilding then. And it's just been an amazing thing. It started me off on this road to bodybuilding and fitness.
And is that what inspired you to become a trainer?
You know, when I first joined a gym, I was 16 years old. I'd been working out in my neighbor's garage. My mother said I could join Jack and Lane's Health Club. And I started working out there, trying to get an idea of what I was supposed to do. I was reading articles in bodybuilding magazines, and I was very fortunate because I met a gentleman who was a bodybuilder at Jack and Lane's, and he was working out, and I wasn't a shy kid. I walked right up to him and I said, "Hey, will you teach me how to do this bodybuilding thing, you know?" And so he started, you know, teaching me how to lift properly and the right techniques and forms and how I was supposed to work out and how I was supposed to eat. And that was a pivotal point because I started to grow. I started to get bigger and stronger and feel better. And you know, I had a great upbringing and a beautiful mother and who raised me and a wonderful life, but I didn't want to be so thin. You know, I wasn't really picked on much because I was so tall, but I just didn't feel strong, and I just wanted to be a bigger guy. You know, and it was hugely pivotal in my life because it started me down this road of fitness. And then when I was 19, I started doing security, and that started the bodyguard career. And I started doing personal training at 19. All these things had to do with my bodybuilding. It had to do with me working out and getting bigger and stronger and healthier. Every bit of work that I've done for my protection to my training started there with the bodybuilding.
Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. You know what? I want to hear more about what came after that. But we're going to be right back, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And we're back. In the last segment, we talked about where Michael came from, what inspired personal training, and your background in bodyguarding. Now, when I found you through a mutual friend, Michelle Davis, and I've always been curious about the name Platinum Physiques because I've heard it in other places, and I've heard nothing but good things, and that's why I wanted to approach you. Now I've seen the results. I've seen your clients and where they came from, where they are. Is there one client in particular that really stands out to you? That you know that you made a huge difference in their life?
Oh gosh, you know, I've had several clients that we've made some major changes with physically, but I really feel that, especially the more years, and I'm 35 years into personal training now at this point, and just over the last 5 years, God has revealed to me that there's much more to the physical part of the training that I'm teaching. And I started to, you know, as I was praying about this and really asking God's guidance, He started to open up the doors to have many people tell me about their experiences emotionally, and how I've helped them through fitness become more confident in life. And I have several clients. One in particular just recently was a personal trainer, and she teaches yoga and Pilates, and she's been quite an influence to a lot of other people, but they didn't know that she was an alcoholic. And she was drinking 8-10 shots a day every night before she was going to sleep to help her to go to sleep at night, and had a lot of different things going on in her life. And when she first started with me, she didn't really tell me much about that. We worked out for about 6 weeks, and then she told me. And so I continued to just encourage her to slowly start to cut the alcohol out of her life.
Yeah.
And we talked to her about doing a competition. Well, when we started to get ready for, she decided to do a competition. We started to do that. She realized that I'm watching these people around me, these other competitors around me, get these great results, and I'm not getting them. And I kept telling her, "You're poisoning your body. you're poisoning your body. I'm not judging you, I love you, but it's not going to work. It's not going to happen for you. And eventually, through some other influences from her husband and things like that, she actually stopped. She did a competition with me in June, and she placed sixth or seventh in that competition. And then after that, she did another competition, and this is literally the first competition she had stopped drinking for about 3 months. Her second competition was a month and a half later. She won. She won first place in Masters 40 and over. Beautiful, amazing person, big heart, sweet person. And she just told me how much that fitness and the competition goal and just, really focusing on what she really wanted. Now she doesn't drink at all anymore. And many things have opened up doors in her life now that she's not drinking anymore, and her fitness is better, she's teaching more people, and it's just this overflow of fitness and health that she's been teaching people, but now she's doing much better at it, and her life has changed. It's an amazing story, and I have lots of those that are like that. It's just great.
Man, and your methods are unique. You've even given it a name, the Healea method.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What is the Healea method?
Yeah, there's so many amazing fitness styles out there, and CrossFit and all these different styles, yoga and Pilates, and what my method is a very specific method. It's very calculated. It's very calibrated. I don't know of everything that I've seen out there another fitness style or method that is this detailed. And the difference would be is that there's a lot of cookie cutter programs out there that work and they do well. But my method is so calculated and calibrated that I can hit a specific part of a specific muscle, a small area of a muscle that I can change on the body. Because I'm a competition trainer, I do this for my competitors, but I also do it for my other clients, so I build perfect symmetry in the body. Well, how do you do that? If you have a shoulder that's not as big in the rear as it is in the front, how do you isolate that specific area and train that to get that to come up to match the front part of the shoulder? Or if your traps are too big, which is this part of your upper shoulder or back, it's actually part of the back. If they're too big, how do I get that to come down so that I can bring your shoulders up so you match better?
Yeah.
This is techniques that I teach along with a very extremely perfectly calibrated food program that is perfect for you and your workload. Your workload is what you do for a living, what kind of workouts we have you do, and what kind of cardio we have you do. And then we design a food program that matches that workload perfectly. So it's extremely calculated, extremely calibrated. Along the process, we change things to get your body to do exactly what we want. We can take you to any body fat that you want to be at. You can have any kind of physique that you want. I can make you smaller, I can make you bigger, I can make a specific body part bigger and another area smaller. And I get a lot of clients that come to me that are off balance, and I fix that balance issue, imbalance issue that they have by making them balanced and symmetrical. And so that's the difference.
Now, I noticed you use a lot of biblical terms, a lot of biblical references in your method. Why?
God has been very good to me, and He's given me a gift. He's given me, the ability to have the knowledge to be able to do this. Also the heart, I'm a Christian, and God has given me a heart to really want to help people. And not only physically help them to change, but also emotionally. A lot of people suffer from, lack of confidence, or they've had some rough things that have happened, some bad things that have happened in their life. And through fitness, they become just a much more confident person, you know. And God has shown me that this is my calling, my legacy, if you want to call it that, is to help people to gain that confidence, to help other people, you know, like yourself. If I help you to gain that confidence and teach you how to make your physique the best it can be, and you take that and you go help other people and they gain this confidence, then it just is a very positive thing in their life. And I, you know, I believe in the Bible. I believe the Bible is the inerrant Word of God. And you know, none of us are perfect. I don't judge, but at the same time, I follow what God tells me to do, and He wants me to help other people through fitness, and I totally believe that. And so I stay with what the Bible talks about: being kind, being, you know, showing love, showing compassion, showing grace. You know, grace is huge. You know, we all have to have grace. God has given us all grace. And so, for example, we're talking about the girl who was the alcoholic. I could have easily said, well, you know, you're an alcoholic, you know, you're not going to get anywhere, and had a bad attitude about it. But through love, through grace, through kindness, I just continually just encouraged her to do the right thing, and to help herself and help her family. And I kept reiterating, this is not just you. You know how many people you're going to help? Your family's watching you. And I just continually to do what God asked me to do biblically, and her life changed. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing to see that. And I just live that way and try to help other people so that they can just be amazing confidence and feel great about themselves.
Wow. And that is the Healea method, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we'll bring it right back because I want to hear more, and I'll see you in a bit. Hey everybody, we're back. And last time, before we got off, we were talking about the Healea method and a client that he had helped with alcoholism. Now, you talk a lot about the Bible. You reference it in your method. What does the Bible say about how we take care of our bodies and what we eat? I know during some of our trainings, you talked about what kind of fishes to eat, what kind not to eat. How does that influence the way we take care of our body?
Well, you know, the Bible says that our body's a temple. And I really believe that when we eat really clean, when we take care of ourselves, we just have much more energy. And if you have more energy, you can be more effective in anything that you do. If your body's not running properly, if you're sick, if you're on medications, if you're going through, you know, a lot of these things, a lot of medical issues, they're just going to slow you down in your walk, in your business, and everything else. So when you eat good, I say this all the time. If you put 100 octane fuel in your body, you're going to run like your Ferrari's going to run amazing. Your body's going to run amazing. But if you put mud in your gas tank, it's not going to run right. And if it doesn't run right, you can't be as effective. Bottom line. So, you know, if you read the Old Testament in Leviticus, and a few other places in the Bible, it talks about what you should be eating. God actually was pretty specific about the Jewish people at that time. Now, I posted this actually not that long ago on Facebook, and there's some people that would say, well, that's an Old Testament thing, okay? It is. But it's a fact that these specific foods are the ones that are more healthy for you today. And for an example, we'll just use the fish of the sea and the rivers. Okay, the Bible says that the fish should have scales and fins. Okay, if you look at bottom dwellers, which are catfish, tilapia, different kinds of fish, shellfish. Okay, they don't have skins or fins and scales. They might have one or the other, but they don't have both. Okay, swimmers that are up, that don't eat off the bottom of the ocean or the rivers, are the healthy fish. They're the white fish, salmon, which has got the good oils. I talk about crustaceans all the time. You know, crustaceans, which are crab, shrimp, all those different things. Lobster. The Bible said not to eat those things. Why? Because they're on the bottom of the ocean. They eat crap off the bottom of the ocean. Okay? Whatever you eat, whatever that fish, animal, whatever it is, has eaten, you're eating it. Okay? So if something's eating crap off the bottom of the ocean, that's what you're eating. All right? You don't hear people being allergic to salmon. But what are they allergic to? Shellfish. Why? Because of what they're eating, okay? So these biblical principles, for example, we'll use a pig as an example, okay? The Bible talks about the different hoofs and what you're supposed to eat, what you're not supposed to eat. In every case, the animals that are eating grain and eating grass are good. The ones that are eating everything else, other animals, you know, bears, an example, pigs. Pigs eat everything, okay? And there's a thing that came out that said pork, the new white meat. That's a big crock, okay? It really is, okay? If a pig eats something bad, it goes into their system, the meat is it's digested and goes into that meat, and you eat it, okay? When you eat it, you're gonna get some of the problems from that, okay? There's a show right now, I'm gonna go real quickly here, but there's a show called Monsters Inside of Me. Parasites from pigs are hurting a lot of people. Not from cows, from pigs, okay? So there's parasites that, because they eat bad stuff. There was a case where a pig ate a dead rat. This parasite's only found in dead rats. It ended up in a human body, almost killed the person.
Oh, wow.
So you guys, you know, we have to remember that yes, it is biblical, and yes, it's Old Testament. But I would contend that those things are still extremely healthy today.
Yeah.
And so I do what the Bible says there, and not in every case, but in every case where it talks about what you can and can't eat, yes, that's what I do, because it's more healthy, for sure. There's a reason why God said it back then, and it still stands true today.
Wow. And see, you know, you heard it from the Healea method himself. You got a book coming out, right?
Yes, I do.
And when does that come out?
Well, I'm shooting for January, February of 2017. I've written all the chapters, but of course there's an editing process and adding in a lot of client testimonials. So that it's going to be great, because there's going to be, in each chapter, there's going to be 2 or 3 testimonials. And I have a section that I'm doing just right now that I'm going through that is about mindset and motivation, about what we talked about, the emotional things. And there's some of my clients that are going to be in the book with their before and after pictures, but also with their stories. And it's going to talk about those things and those struggles that they went through. And that part of the book is very exciting to me, because I think that's going to really help a lot of people.
Awesome. Now, if people wanted to contact you as far as being their trainer, how could they reach you? PlatinumPhysiques.com, Platinum Physiques LV, and then Michael Healea, which is MichaelHealea. That's on Facebook. You can reach out, friend me. I will direct you to the Platinum Physiques site, PlatinumPhysiques.com. My personal business cell phone is 702-277-4613. You can email me from PlatinumPhysiques.com, or you're welcome to text me or call me anytime. All right. Thank you, Mike, for being on the show.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, everyone, for watching the show. And I'll see you next time here on Faith in Vegas. Aloha.
Thanks for watching Faith in Vegas, a presentation of KEEN TV 17. We hope you've enjoyed today's program, and we'd love to hear your comments and suggestions for the show. You can contact KEEN TV 17 at the address on the screen.